I found this at a St Vinny DuPaul a couple years ago. It's a Super 8 film camera. These were all the rage back in the 60s and 70s. You'd put in a film cartridge here, and you could film stuff. Now this is a silent Super 8 camera. A difference between Super or 8mm and Super 8mm was Super 8 had a larger, well, the film was the same size, but it exposed more of it. And it also had sound, but this camera does not have sound. Which is okay, because I'm sure the sound would not be good anyway. Plus, the modern film stocks that you can buy for these don't have sound strips anyway, magnetic sound strips. So when I got this, it was really badly corroded, like all things from, junk stores are. I fixed it before, but I went to try to power it up the other day and it wouldn't run, so my fix may have been broken? I don't know. I'd like to make a short film with Super 8. I actually ordered some film from B&H. You know, the company that has that spokesperson in the ads who sounds exactly like Charlie Day. I don't know if it... Man, it sounds just like him, though. He's like, B&H and pizza and 60 years of pizza. Bird law. Charlie Day is in the new... What was it? Oh, yeah. Mario movie, yeah. It's me, Mario. I'm Chris Pratt. Yahoo! That movie's gonna make so much money. I remember this coming. I designed this to come apart. Come on. Oh, it's probably this screw right here. So this was a Kmart brand camera. It says Kmart on it in several places. But then, you're looking at it and it's also a really solid made in Japan camera. Oh, the best stuff's made in Japan. There we go. Like my Dave Jones, Doc Brown impression. How would you actually get 1.21 gigawatts to pass through a car? Did I say gigawatts? I thought I fixed this. Oh, maybe these terminals re-corroded. Let's see. Oh yeah, this thing had an external remote control, so you could do a single frame at a time. This switch is just the lock and then run, so the trigger won't pull if it's in lock mode. Also, if you pull the trigger in run mode and then switch it to lock mode, it'll stay held down, so you can record all 2.5 minutes at once. Yes, that's all these cartridges hold if you're in 24 frames a second mode. Oh, I see. This actually interrupts the battery. Yeah, through that jack. So if you insert a jack, it probably opens the switch, and then pushing the button attached to this jack will close the circuit. Can't remember when I fixed it up. Time was just melting away into a miasma of confusion. Oh yeah, there it goes. Might need to dip them in some acid, aka vinegar. But vinegar is an acid. Oh, I know. Morty, jump into this vat of acid. Hey, Rick, why is your voice different? Don't worry about it, Morty. Ow, that hurts my cuticles. This is like one of those fake restoration videos on YouTube. Oh, look, I found a Nintendo DS. That's not a Nintendo DS in a pile of junk. It must be real. Oh, there's a hole blown through the screen. I'll just replace that with this handy extra screen I have. Oh, maybe I can make like a 1970s Backrooms movie. Ugh. I could call it Backrooms Begins. Origins. Rise of the Backrooms. Is that everything? Yeah. Crap, is that eating the ink that shows the direction of the batteries? Yeah, this one was all corroded. I had to like rebuild it out of a piece of tin. See how it's different? This is more of a spring steel here on the right. Fix it until it breaks. Love how these wires are just flapping in the breeze. Yeah, look at that little nylon washer on it. Wires are flapping in the breeze and there's kind of crammed down in the side there. Oh, that one's got a washer too. The little one is on top. Oh yeah, she's just a flapping in the breeze. Flapping in the breeze. You were gonna have dinosaurs on your dinosaur tour, correct? I really hate that, man. That's what they should reboot. They should make a hard R, book accurate version of Jurassic Park. That would be cool. That could be the next reboot. Jurassic Park, Rise of Dinosaurs. The Legend of Chris Pratt. Begins Origins. That's really Kamagotsa. Flapping in the breeze. Let's see. This goes here. This. Flat packet. Oh, for crying out loud. This metal is very fragile, apparently. Well, it should be. It's older than I am. What do you expect, Mother? I'm half machine! This looks like something Indiana Jones would do. We have to recreate the tablet of the lost empire of Amarachnagna or something. I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. Lost for 1,000 years. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, shoot. That reminds me. I'm low on double-sided tape. I hope Ke Huy Quan being on the Oscars and winning an Oscar makes everyone nice and upset when he isn't in Indiana Jones 5, the movie that doesn't exist. Yogurt the wise. Yogurt the brave. Please, please, I'm just plain Yogurt. What do you do here, Yogurt? Merchandising, merchandising, where the real money of the movie is made. Indiana Jones 5, The Flamethrower. The kids love this one. It's too bad they never made Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. It's like arts and crafts world now. I found this Super 8 camera in a ditch, and there's a hole in the back of it for some reason. I'm going to restore it. Right, this is tin. Solder should stick to it. It does. I should have mailed it to the Marx Brothers. Life hack. Do you remember the last time we had a quiet drink together? I had a milkshake, Dad. I'm sorry, Junior. I can't join you on your next adventure. Why not, Dad? 'Cause I'm dead. Come watch my new show. 1920 something. I don't know. It's on Paramount something or other. I made a lot of money. I needed the money to buy a new plane. I don't know what happened to the other one. Mysterious accident, yeah. I didn't know you could fly a plane. Fly, yes. Land properly, no. Too soon? Can you imagine you're playing golf and this plane crashes and then Indiana Jones crawls out of it? Seems appropriate. and then the golfers would like look at him and then he'd point their finger at him. It'd probably be like that scene in Last Crusade where that librarian was like pressing on the stamp. That was kind of a stupid scene. You know, the Indiana Jones movies did have a few crazy scenes. Although, you know, the part where the raft comes out of the plane, it's like, yeah, it's kind of silly, but the thing is, you know, they actually had a raft with dummies in it, and they actually threw it out of a plane, and it actually landed in the snow. It's all one shot, so it's like, it's feasible. So the village elder in that movie, apparently he didn't know English at all. So they just had that person, like, recite dialogue phonetically. Oh, I don't know, like, you know, that was back when India was a British colony. I think English would be pretty well known. That's a decent representation of it. Oh wait, are we still in Indiana Jones? It's a rubbing dad made of the Grail tablet. Oh man, Disney, you better not mess up Indiana Jones. Ron Howard pops up. They did. Seems like a good way to cut myself. There we go. Yeah, happy little clouds. I'm just going to use scissors. Gotta make sure I don't rub off the ink with my fingers. Okay. Put that back over there. Should always have pieces of flat tin laying around. That's my motto. Yeah, bend this over and hit it with the Dremel. And I can notch out what's left. Oh great, the chips of metal will fly directly at the camera lens. Just what we want. It's close. You need to notch out that a little bit more. It's probably close enough. Okay, the large one was on the bottom. Probably shouldn't drop that. This is one of those things that's kind of hard to film and to do. Should probably solder it first. Yeah, let's see. I need a little bit more clearance for this screw here. It's close though. This reminds me of when you go to the dentist and they put a crown in and they're like, oh, it doesn't quite fit. Hold on a second. They take it out and they're like, and they're grinding away on this thing that costs like $1,400. And they're like, oh, now it fits. Remember, kids, always brush your teeth. And look both ways before crossing the street. It's going to a planet called Earth. We'll have to gas the planet. Oh, God, they're making a live-action remake of that, too. That's going to be an abomination. Hey, this is like that, what's that video, Repair Shop, that YouTube channel? It's like, we got the Queen's 8mm camera that she used to record Prince Charles. Wait, which is the one that, oh, they're all kind of like tainted now, aren't they? Who's the one that fought in the war? He's like a ginger dude and he like is married to that one woman. And then South Park was like all up in their business. You know the one. The ginger guy. The Ginger Prince. That could be a Disney movie. I don't want to be a ginger prince. You are the Ginger Prince. You must do what the kingdom wants or something. Why are these wires different gauges? What would Dave Jones say? The same amount of current passes through them. Unbelievable. It's a duck's guts. All the best stuff is made in Japan. That's dark brown. You know, well, Back to the Future is obviously a great movie, but there's so much junk science in it. Like, oh yeah, here's a chunk of plutonium. This will just create electricity somehow. It's like, okay. Then, oh yeah, somehow we're passing 1.21 gigawatts of electricity. I had to stop myself there. We're passing 1.21 gigawatts of electricity through this car. It's like, oh, 1.21 gigawatts. So wouldn't that require like as much cabling as the car, that would be like a cable the size of the car. Because that would be gigawatts, obviously giga. If you go down to a kilowatt for like a house, so that'd be approximately about 1.2 million homes worth of electricity. So think about all the wiring that you need to power or connect 1.2 million homes. Oh, we should do a sanity check using the bench power supply. And even if you were to travel 1 minute into the future, okay, so it's at night and you're in California. So that means, where's California? Would be on the trailing edge of the planet's rotation around the sun. So if you went 1 minute into the future in California, you'd be in space. And if you went 1 minute, actually, if you went from 1 minute to 1 minute to 6 minutes in the past, you'd be inside the planet. So that probably wouldn't be very pleasant, would it? That's always the part they leave out from time travel. Still better than Endgame. That time travel's awful. I think we've got a short someplace. Oh, I bet it's that screw right there. That one right there. See how it's touching? It's probably a chassis connection to ground. Just like a car. Or a computer or anything. But mostly a car. Like the DeLorean. Nowadays, if they remade that movie, it would be a Tesla. It'd be like, I needed to dump all of the power from all of the batteries to go into the future. And then Marty goes back to the 50s. And he's like, Doc, all we need is a Tesla. Oh, I'm sorry. He would go back in time to the 80s and be like, all we need is a Tesla car charging station. I'm sure in the future, Tesla stations are available on every corner. But here in 1985, it's a little hard to come by. Hey, that joke would also still work. No wonder your president is an actor. He has to look good on television. Yeah, because Dwight D. Eisenhower was obviously never on television. I actually want to say he was the first president to be recorded in color. Like a color broadcast, because they did have color TV back then. Imagine if you showed a modern cell phone that had recorded video to someone in the 1980s. They would think it's just as magical as when Doc saw the Marty McFly camera in 1955. Actually, it would probably be even more impressive because magnetic tape storage existed in 1955. Wait, Marty comes back to the future and, like, his family is much more successful, but they're still living in the same house? And his brother is super cool and has a job, but he still eats dinner with his family? Huh? I guess it's, movie shorthand. Well, then, like, in Back to the Future 2, he goes to his house and there's a different family living there. He said one day a kid or some old man claiming to be a scientist would show up. Wait, claiming to be a scientist? Old Biff. You just used his time machine to travel back in time to give yourself an almanac. I think he is a scientist. How did old Biff know how to use the time machine? It's like, what's this? A time machine. Oh, I probably have to fly this thing at 88 miles per hour. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I wonder what this out, Mr. Fusion. Oh, this probably is where it gets its 1.21 gigawatts of power. See, old Biff, he was a car detailer, but he also could figure out things very, very quickly. Actually, old Biff wasn't too stupid. Put this in your safe. You don't have a safe. Get a safe. Was old Biff, like, disappearing from existence when he came back? Remember, he comes back and he's, like, weeping and acting like he's having a heart attack or something. Actually, I think there's a deleted scene where he starts to disappear. But going by the movie's own logic, if he goes forward from this point in time, it will be the future of this reality. So really, old Biff would have gone into the future of him having taken over. Oh well, it's still better than Endgame. All right, let's try this again. There we go. Now we can record the Libyans. Life Hack 2.0. Origins. Okay. Will it work? Man, I'm worried about these wires. Like they're right there. It's right there. And the final guest on Celebrity Rock and Roll Jeopardy, Sean Connery. The day is mine. I cut an album full of dirty limericks just so I'd be eligible. Gotta test it before we screw it back together, otherwise it'll be jinxed. Let there be shutters. Oh, what the heck? What gives? Ah, my tines got bent. Why couldn't they just hardwire this? It'd be a lot easier. Okay, how did they put this together in the factory? I need to find the person that built this in the factory. They are long dead. Oh no! Wait a minute, Japan has the longest life of any country on Earth. So maybe they're actually still alive. Ah! What? Oh, it's outside the chassis. Ah! Wow, the speed sounds super accurate. Super 8 accurate. That's not even a joke. Awesome! I'm ready to shoot a Zapruder film. Behold the marvel of the 1970s. Wow, motorized zoom. Can you even believe such a thing? Wow. That must have been pretty fancy back then. This knob is loose. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be. Probably not. So there's a macro view, and then this is your focus here. Viewfinder kind of sucks. You have to look through it just like perfectly. It's kind of like a gun scope. You have to like be lined up perfectly with your eyeballs. Does this not work if it's on the off position? It's kind of, oh, there we go. No, it still runs. 24 frames a second. Oh yeah, you can hear the speed difference. Well, what's the point of off then? Yeah, that's definitely a lower pitch. Oh, okay, now off is working. What is this? Is this like a single frame? I don't know what that does. Oh, I wonder if the light meter works. There's no way I can film it, but there's like a little lever that you can see in the viewfinder.